Hello, I'm François Schmidt, Research Director at CNRS in Vimereux, north of France, and I'm here presenting a short video presentation about ocean turbulence and experimentation. So in the field of geosciences and the universe sciences, in fact, we have three categories of studies. We have first theories and models, we have observation corresponding to in situ measurements, and we have experimentation in the lab. And so here I'm going to speak about experimentations. So globally, the main framework of all this is the fact that the ocean is highly variable in time and in space over a very large range of scales. And so in the field, we have many parameters which are variable. The system is complex. We have many interactions. And so experimentation is a way to test an hypothesis by fixing many parameters and only changing one of or two parameters. So turbulence, then we need to generate turbulence in the lab and characterize different indices of turbulence that can be used to reproduce the experiments and also to extrapolate the values to the field. So the numbers, I recall here the numbers that we use usually. So we have the Reynolds number, which characterize the turbulence, and we have the kinetic energy and also the dissipation, epsilon. So here I just make an overview of different systems that have been used in the field of ocean studies to generate turbulence in the lab. So in the work which is mentioned here, we have two cylinders that are rotating, and then the turbulence is generated in the middle of the two cylinders. We have other way to generate turbulence. We have here a motor which has a rotation, and then it's generating a oscillating system in the tank in order to generate turbulence. Then in the system here, the turbulence is produced by using speakers, and the noise in the speaker is generating, in fact, the turbulence in the field. In this system here, we can see that we have a cylinder, we have a motor, and then a microorganism are put between the two cylinders. We have on the right another system which is used where there is an oscillating grid. So the same system is used in this work, the work that we see here. And here it's another system where, in fact, you have a flow going up in the two sides, and then we have a volume which is in the middle, and there is some eddies which are generated by the flow in this system. And I finish by our system, a system that we have developed in the log in Vimereux. It's called the Agiturb. So it's a new system to generate controlled turbulence in the lab. So it was inspired by the four-roll mill system published by Taylor in 1934, which was, there was in this system four rolls that have rotation rates. So in the Agiturb, we do more or less the same, but in fact we use steering bars that are activated by magnetic steerers that are contra-rotating and are situating under the tank. We can see it in the picture here, and also in the two movies here, there is a side view and a top view, and with particles in the system, and we can see how the turbulence is generated. So if we record the standard deviation of the velocity in the center of the system, then we can make a relation between this standard deviation of the velocity with respect with the rotation rate of the steerers. And then we can obtain different Reynolds numbers and also different values of the dissipation, which can be used to mimic what's happening in the field. For example, we can see in this plot here that when we have a rotation rate of about 100 rotation per minute, it corresponds to weak turbulence. Then we go to coastal zone, to the turbulence in the surf zone, and so to storm condition when the rotation of the steerer is very large. This way, we can also obtain different values of the Reynolds number, and so it's a way to be able to characterize, in fact, the turbulence in the system and to reproduce what is obtained in the real conditions. Here we can see an example also of the system used with application to phytoplankton growth and different properties of the phytoplankton. So we have different systems, and we can see the stirrers, and we can each tank has different values of the Reynolds number. So that's all for this application and this idea of doing experiments in the lab in order to reproduce the turbulence and to make some turbulence experiments and to do also ecosystem studies in using turbulence in the lab.